It has been well over 6 months since the release of the CaddX Goggles X, and there is no question that these had a difficult birth. At the point of my review, there was a lot of frustration with the way the review had to go, simply because of the constant firmware updates. But after release, there was also a number of issues that came to light, with some people having their goggles overheating, some people having problems with their displays turning on and off or turning green, as well as a number of other issues. Today, I'm going to talk about two things specifically. We're going to cover the thermal aspect specifically first of all, because it's time for an update on that. And then we're going to talk about the Goggles X 6 months later and see if CaddX delivered on the many promises that they made. Now, these goggles you're seeing here are not the same ones I had for my initial review. This is a full production batch. If I just flip the box over, you can see down there, they are dated 01/24. That is a full production version with the modifications fitted directly from the factory. This is what everyone would have been receiving from CaddX basically since the start of this year. Now, when you get it, it comes in this box just like that. We have the goggles in this nice case, exactly the same as what we had before. Oh, there is something new I can see for starters. So we've got the goggles inside. We've got a cleaning cloth. We have our power cable, standard DC jack. We've got our quick start guide. There is now a new cable for use with the analog input. That was not included with my original goggles. And then we've got the Goggles X themselves with the 4 antennas. All of this, other than that cable there, is exactly the same. Now, if you didn't see my original review, I will give you just a quick view around the goggles. If you want great in-depth detail, though, there will be a link to that review in the description. So, the Goggles X are designed to be used with the Avatar HD FPV system from CaddX. It consists of a digital FPV system built in. There is a replaceable, upgradable digital module on the top here. We have 4 antennas, of which 4 of them receive and 1 of them transmits. The antenna that transmits on these goggles is this one here. On the original goggles, it was that one there, but that's now moved to there. These goggles have the Avatar HD system built in, but they also have HDMI input, HDMI output, as well as an analog AV input as well, allowing you to use them with any analog type receiver that you can connect up to this module with an adapter. On the side, we have our DC jack. Whilst there is this little power symbol that may look like a power button, it is not. There is no power button on these goggles. They will power up the second you turn them on. And then you simply have our IPD adjustment and focus adjustment down there. We have our lenses in there for the displays. We have a proximity sensor in there which is able to be calibrated. We will talk about that later on in the video. And then we have on the front of these goggles built-in LEDs that allow you to change colors that just offer a little bit of bling. Okay, now with regards to the current production versus the originals and the ones I had, there's no massive changes. There are tweaks, but no dramatic redesigns. So, for instance, the main goggle itself is exactly the same. There are no fan changes. There are no board layout changes. They have made some tweaks. There's a new heatsink on top, which we'll take a look at in a minute. But fundamentally, it is the same goggle. Now, what we'll do first of all in this video is pop the cover off and show you the differences between what I had originally and this goggle. And then I'll come back and talk about some of the issues that people have faced and really sort of where are we at today with these goggles compared to where they are at launch. Okay, so unclipping this top section now that the screws are out. This goes into the module area like we saw on my original teardown video. But the big change you will see first of all is there's now a new heatsink in here. Now, this is the main modification that CaddX have made. The idea of this is to try and get more heat away from the top PCB, whereas before there was just a metal panel there. Just to show you that, if I just grab my original goggles and pop the lid, you can see there was a cover on this, and it was still a heatsink, but it was a flat cover. It did press down on the transceivers and it mounted to the top, but there was no fins integrated into this. Whilst it does blow airflow over it, so the airflow on this is actually channeled out of the duct here at the side. It comes along in this back duct section here, and it goes out at the back here. It blows along here and out. There's no fins or nothing to help with heat dissipation. What they've now done is redesigned this plate. It does come to the front similar to what it did before. There are a couple of different versions of this heatsink. This is the one that I've got in this one. But what you can now see is they've added channel and fins over the top. So rather than just have the channel in the top section here, you now still have that airflow coming over with fins to try and dissipate that heat, transfer that heat into that air that's coming in over the top here and blow it out the top. What there isn't is any real airflow moving over this front section now, whereas before you did have the channel, it is now sort of a double channel setup. So now the heat is going to be dragged away from that area. Now, the idea of this is to improve the overall thermal performance of the goggles. As a result of doing this, though, there are some other changes, and that is the layout of the cables, and we'll talk about that a bit more as we move through. What we'll do next is get the 4 screws out, pop it off, and take a look underneath. Okay, so I've removed the 4 screws, and we can now lift off the heatsink. Now, here you can see that we've got the compound. Nothing in here has actually changed compared to the original goggles other than the heatsink itself. The board layout and the overall component setup is exactly the same. So if I just move this over to the side, we still have our main IC chipset, our 2 memory chipsets, our 2 RF transceivers, and a single RF power amplifier. Unlike the DJI setup, there is not power amplification on all antenna ports. Only 1 antenna port transmits on these goggles, and that's the same as it was on the original ones. The big change here is what CaddX have added, and that is this heatsink. The idea of this is to help move more heat away from this top portion of the goggles. If you saw my original thermal deep dive video, you'd have seen that it actually was a lot of heat buildup in this front area around here between the PCBs as well as on this top board that was causing the overall heat increase in the goggles. And the idea of this is to move more heat away from the top here, which should mean less heat soak into the goggles themselves. Now, I'm not going to tear down any further than this because I've had a check. There's no other changes than this, really. It is just the heatsink itself. And what we'll do later on is talk a little bit more about what impact this has actually had overall and if it has resolved the issues that people were getting. Now, if you just look exactly what they are cooling, you can see that there is cooling going on to the 2 transceivers, the main IC and the memory. There is no cooling though on the main power amplifier. That's actually similar to what you see from DJI and others. They don't generally directly cool the PA. Whilst they do generate heat, they don't get crazy hot. It's actually the transceivers themselves that generate the most heat. I have actually showed that in my thermal imaging as well. What's also interesting is they're using some thermal pads here as well. So on top of each chip is a thermal pad with some heat compound. It's not the most optimized setup, but it will work. What it seems is they haven't quite got their clearances on the CNC machined heatsink correctly, and as such, they're wanting to use some thermal pads there, but it certainly isn't anything I'm going to be concerned about. One other thing just to mention around the antenna cables for the Wi-Fi as well as the RF side of things. Now, this Wi-Fi cable in their new setup runs down the middle there. I do not like that in any shape or form. Today, there's no way to turn off the Wi-Fi module in these goggles, and I don't like having that running down the middle of the transceivers and coming out the front, right in the middle of the main RF system for the SDR. My personal opinion is it should be coming out the side. I'm just going to pop it off here a second out the way. But for me, I don't personally like that routing down there. There are people that have been having signal problems on their goggles, and whilst it isn't confirmed that the routing of this Wi-Fi cable is the cause, it is definitely something that could be an issue. And what I would say is, if you are having signal issues on your new set of Goggles X with this new heatsink, I would personally be rerouting this cable away from the middle down here. I'll show you where I'm going to put it in a minute when we reassemble. You then just want to watch the rest of your coaxes, especially these two here at the front of the IC. Some people have commented that theirs have actually got damaged and trapped around here. Mine are fine. There's no damage on the coax. They've got a little bit of thermal compound on them, but that's fine. But others have mentioned that theirs have had some nicks out of them. So if you are going to tear yours down, just be careful. Make sure they're not on top of this IC. They are in front of it. There is space there for them. And again, just watch it around the USB port as well, making sure that there's plenty of space on the routing. Okay, now just with regards to this Wi-Fi cable, as I've said, I don't like it going down the middle here. So what I've done is routed it back out the back side here. And then there's just enough length for me to bring it up over the side here. And then we should have enough space to clip ourselves in at the front, pop our top cover back down like we have there, pop our screws in, and then once we're screwed in, that's then not going down the middle of the transceivers, but should be absolutely fine. Now, alongside the heatsink, CaddX also introduced some new firmware that was designed to help improve the performance of the goggles as well. Now, today is actually over 6 months since all of this happened. It is ages ago that we had the release of the Goggles X, which was at the end of October. We had then the issues come to light over the next 2 months. Those issues being people getting their screens turning green, especially the one on the right, or even turning off, overheating, pixel issues on the displays. And I wanted to leave it plenty of time to understand if the fixes that CaddX have introduced have actually worked. The rollout was quite slow. There are people who didn't get their heatsink until February, March time. And I wanted to leave it enough time for not only my own personal testing, but to get a gauge of the feedback from the community. What I can say today is with regards to the specific issues of the screens turning green or turning off, pixel issues, display issues on the goggles, CaddX do seem to have resolved it. The heatsink with the new firmware has largely, as far as I can tell, solved the problem for most people. Today, I am not seeing any reports of issues with people who are buying the Goggles X. The heatsink seems to have done the job. It is a bit of a sticky plaster because they didn't redesign the goggles, but what they did do is manage to get the temps under control. We're here in summer in the UK now, and I've still not really seen any issues with my original goggles or these goggles with regards to the screens turning green. For those who saw my original video, the only way I could actually cause it on my original ones was to put the goggles in my 3D printer's cavity with the heat bed turned on, and it took something like 35-40 minutes. I'll put a link to that video as well as my other videos on this issue in the description. But what I'm pleased to say is, with regards to the overheating, I am happy that CaddX have resolved that issue. Now, whilst this great CaddX did get on top of the thermal issues, there is a lot of stuff that they haven't done. As I mentioned earlier, we are now well over 6 months from launch. It was the end of October I pushed out my video, and today we still don't have many of the things that CaddX promised at the point of launch on these goggles. For instance, whilst these goggles do have built-in Wi-Fi, we still don't have the app available. Again, well over 6 months since that was promised and we still don't have it. They've given up on the zoom feature in the latest firmware, whereas in the earlier firmware on these and the other goggles, there was a zoom option, but it didn't work. And what it did do was turn on the debug menu. Now they've just removed that altogether and now just put a debug option there instead, which tells us they have no intention of bringing a zoom feature. There was a lot of noise around the fact that these goggles can't record on the analog input because of a technical limitation on the way they're designed. And as a result of that, CaddX did say that they were going to release an analog module bay for this, yet that hasn't happened either. And the big one, and this is something that CaddX was heavily pushing with the KOLs. If you don't know what that is people like me. When we were sent these original goggles, CaddX really wanted us to promote the fact that these goggles are upgradable. There is a module that can be replaced in the top. There will be a new system coming in mid next year. That is basically now. yet nothing has been announced. There is no new information on it. I was actually very careful myself not to over promote that fact. If you go back and watch my review, I mentioned it, but I did say take it with a pinch of salt, as did a few other people. At mid-year point this year, we still don't have any hint of what this new system will be. And what we have seen is, whilst CaddX have released a lot of new products, they've done what they tend to always do, which is concentrate on banging out something new to get more money off people, rather than continue to work on and develop the issues on the products that they've already released. In fact, there are basically no new major features on these goggles since launch, whilst they did add a few little things with the big firmware update. Since then, there's been very little. The system today is largely as it was in the past. And again, CaddX are continuing to work on newer products. We've seen the likes of the release of their new gimbals this week and others. And the Goggles X, whilst certainly haven't been abandoned, we're left in a position where firmware versions sitting on their website are under beta for months on end. The last version has been in beta for, it's got to be 3 months. Please don't take that as absolute fact, but it feels like 3 months that the latest version is showing under beta. And really, CaddX are a company that, if the feature is not there at the point of release, I would be highly skeptical on if you are ever going to get it, and they are continuing to behave in that manner. Today, overall, the Goggles X are actually a good product. There isn't any major issues with them now. There isn't anything I would say you should be very careful of with them now, but what you have to take into account of, it is a product that came with a whole host of promises that have largely not been delivered. And whilst I'm not saying that won't happen in the future, we are many months down the line, 7-8 months since release, and we still don't have basic things like the Wi-Fi streaming and app. Now, that is it from me on this one. I just wanted to give you a bit of a short update on the Goggles X from CaddX. If you're interested in getting a set, there will be a link to them in the description. I want to say, if you're interested in seeing any of the other videos, because I do have a whole slew of videos on these, there is a playlist below. Please do consider checking them out. We have some good videos in there. We have the review, we have the thermal teardown of the goggles, lots of other info there as well. So if you're interested in seeing that, please do check it out. There's also a link to my FPV wiki where you will find teardown images of these goggles listed as well. And if you'd like to support the channel to allow me to keep making content like this in the future, please do consider checking out the links to my Patreon, as well as buy me a coffee. It is only through the support of my patrons I'm able to keep making content on this channel. And if you'd like to support us to allow us to keep making content in the future, again, please check out the link below. Now, I'm really interested in knowing what you think. Please let me know below. Stay safe. I will speak to you soon.